Now, when you buy eyeshadow palettes, do you honestly think, will I actually go through the product? Will I actually hit pan? And if so, is it realistic? Is it because you really don't have big of a collection? Or is it because you have a lot and you're like, ooh? And are you gonna be able to hit pan when you buy your eyeshadow palettes or palettes in general before they expire? Yeah, the big questions today, my dears, big questions. So, if you're ready to find out what those lovely products that I finally hit pan with, then keep watching, my dears, keep watching. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my dears, and thank you so much for pushing a little play button. I really, really appreciate it. Now, today I'm going to show you about all the palettes that are older to newish that I actually went through, my dears. And I say good morning mostly because I'm speaking through the morning time because I can't get coffee because, you know, coffee is like, my dears, it's like. Right before we begin, I just want to remind you, just in case you haven't already, please consider subscribing and remember to push the little notification bell because it will let you know if my videos are up and loaded, my dears. Follow me on all of my social medias on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and even Snapchat, and it all has the exact same handle at Enidbluesinger, as well as my IMDb page, which I'm currently not acting, but at this particular time it's kind of hard to, at Enidbluesinger, my full name. Now, I will be going through the products I went through, and I recently did a decluttering of older expired makeup that I had to go through. But my dears, this is actually my very last video filming outside. I know. Baby tears, we're happy with baby tears at the same time. I understand. I'm actually moving. So the following week, depending on the moving and setup and everything else, I may or may not be able to have a video up. But I'm letting you know why, because I'm sure you have done the lovely more than once moving experience, and things happen, my dears, things happen. So this is going to be my last video outside, so I don't have to fight weather, lights, all that. So I wanted to keep you updated, and so I will be filming inside no matter what the situation is. So then at that time I'll decide to set up, and if we're lucky, maybe in the future more than one video a week, because I've had that request before. We'll see, my dears, but I wanted to give you some heads up of what was happening. So before we begin and we dive into all the, we'll go back in time, my dears, of all the palettes I actually hit pan on. I'll let you know my thoughts about it, my dears, because I hit pan, so I have a solid opinion. Let's go, let's do it. I'm looking at all my palettes, and I'm actually going to be doing 5. These are the 5 top palettes I actually went through, and I've actually done videos with all of them, I think. I'll put up all the videos that I've done with all the palettes as we go on if I find them, so that's going to be my homework. I'm sorry, I just can't remember on top of my head right now. The first palette I'm actually looking at, to where a lot of these are pretty old in my opinion. Now, are you a fan of Jaclyn Hill? I mean, if you're in the beauty community, I really don't know anyone that doesn't know her. You either love her, or you, well, to put it nicely, don't. And others are a little bit indifferent. I love her. I've done a few of her products on my channel. Her highlighters that came out, I didn't do the lipstick situation, but yeah, unfortunately her first launch wasn't successful. But, you know, she's going. I follow her on Instagram. The woman's gorgeous, so, you know. Before I started doing YouTube and I was dabbing into makeup, she was actually one of the people I actually followed and tried to learn how to do makeup, how to apply, basically get her advice. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but get her advice. It was back in the day when she collabed with BECCA Cosmetics. This palette right over here, BECCA, and here's her signature, Jaclyn Hill. And as I'm looking at the back of this, remember that video about the decluttering, how I actually look at the expiration dates? This was supposed to be good for 24 months. Yeah, I've used this a lot longer than 24 months, my dears. But due that it is powder, you can kind of get away with it and that's, you know, last a lot longer. Now here's how the palette looks like. Keep in mind, I've hit pan. These were the highlighters. This is Pearl Champagne Pop. I believe that's the shade that she collaborated with BECCA. And this is Blush Copper. Now, I've hit pan and my brushes can't really hit any more of these anymore. Now, here's the thing. Here's the funny story about this one, my dears. I was going through my little box of collection, and these two I had basically already ran out, but this one still had a little bit more. It's gone now, obviously. Gone, empty. So swatch is like, this is, okay, I have to go really the edge of this to really get any color. That's the color, my dears. Those are all the colors. I know. And you saw it, one swipe. One swipe, my dears. The colors I would put around the cheeks. Now this one would be good if you're deeper complected. I obviously am not, I'm very light. What I went ahead and did after I put in my bronzer, I did add dashes of that in there, like where my bronzer is. I would go blend it in, that way I have a little bit of shine, but not like of this intensity. That's what I would use this for. Now obviously this particular collection is no longer sold. It's pretty old, my dears. It's pretty old. I believe the Champagne Pop is still sold by itself, and I think Pearl by itself. I think those by itself. Yeah, I think they're all sold individually still, but together I don't think they make it anymore in this particular palette. They just don't. So I honestly really enjoy this palette. This was no regrets, especially since it was around the time that I was still, you know, dabbing and learning into makeup, what will be good, what you apply it for, where can I put it. Because I'm sorry, there's a child screaming somewhere. I don't know. I'm outside, remember the last video. And so this, I absolutely love it. The packaging is very sturdy, easy to open. I didn't have any issues with it. Nothing ever broke. I love the colors. BECCA is wonderful when it comes to highlighters. Like, I'm still trying to use everything that I have and try to hit pan on my palettes because they're a lot harder to do. So I get so proud that I'm actually finished with all these 5 palettes. So this one I absolutely loved. And would I ever buy these individually? Because I believe they're still sold individually. Of course, I would. So this, absolutely loved. It's just not sold anymore. Another BECCA product that I went through is an eyeshadow palette. It goes back to Jaclyn Hill. I actually learned about this palette through a video that she did about this palette actually. And this palette actually became one of my everyday palettes. And so I finished this as well. Yes, it's from BECCA. I love BECCA shadows. And this is called the Ombre Rouge eye palette. I used to use it for work all the time. Yes. So apparently I had already gone through a lot of these products, as you can tell. Like, this one's just gone. I think a little bit of this broke. It's just gone, my dears. It is gone. These two were still in the works, so I was using the last bit of those until my brush could no longer get any more. Barely anything comes out anymore. It's gone. So this, I absolutely love the color scheme and everything. I cannot remember if they still sell this or not. I'll put it here somewhere if it is. But this I absolutely loved. Like, I would recommend this to someone that's just literally cannot wear color like what I have on my eyes today. You know, I wanted to have fun. You know. And so this is very good if you have a corporate job or even that nice date night, because you know you don't want to scare your date the fact that you love color. I wear color anyway, but yeah. But this is a nice neutral color, deep, to give you that little spice, that nice neutral, and just this is lovely. This is for the brow bone. You can easily your eyeshadow primer with this. So this is lovely, like a very lovely set of shades. It was perfect. And this absolutely loved, and so happy that I hit pan. I'm so proud. The next palette that I actually hit pan on. I know, you're probably thinking, how many times should I drink every time she says hit pan, hit pan? Let me know in the comments below how many times I actually said it, because I don't know. Is the Disney Beauty and the Beast blush palette. I am a little bittersweet about it because I love Beauty and the Beast. It's my favorite Disney movie. Like, one of my hopes and dreams is to maybe one day in the near future I get to play Belle in Beauty and the Beast, because I got into the entertainment business when I was 7, actually doing Belle's Beauty and the Beast when I was 7, singing and everything. I loved it. Okay, I know. Hush, I'm blabbing. This is what it looked like. I did do a video about this palette as well, and I think I've used it quite a bit. As you can tell, it is gone. Now this particular palette, I have used it not only as blushes, I've used this one as highlighter, I have used it as an eyeshadow as well. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't believe they sell this like ever again. I know. And this was from the brand Lorac, Los Angeles. That's right, Lorac Cosmetics. The pigmentation was wonderful, very blendable, like a beginner could be using it. I absolutely love this. Like, there was a time I was not a blush girl. Even now, I'm like, I can live without it. I love bronzer the most. Like, if makeup was an animal, like a spirit animal, bronzer would be my spirit animal. As much as I use eyeshadows, I love bronzers. So this I absolutely love. Obviously, I can't purchase it anymore, but I do love Lorac's quality of makeup. It is nice, and blendable and soft. And you gotta admit, the size of these blushes were pretty big. Yeah, so the fact that I finished them, I'm very proud of myself. So this is definitely a love, and I'm pretty sure they probably sell these individually, I think. Don't quote me on that though. But yes, oh, the names are still on it: Rose, Enchanted, Fearless, and CBO. We're almost done, my dears. 2 more left. The next palette I actually went through is from Too Faced, the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Chiseled to Perfection. It's a face contouring and highlighting kit. Do you guys remember these? Like I said, I can't remember if Too Faced is still selling this or not. I can't remember. I'll put it here somewhere. Use the mirror. It's filthy. But as you can tell, everything has hit pan. It has its own little brush, and I actually did enjoy the brush. It needs to be washed. But these colors are absolutely lovely. Like, I use this like to set my eye primer. I use it as highlighter. These two, I would always mix it together because I like that nice dark bronzer. I like to look as chiseled and hand-spinning and as thin as I possibly can. And this, I just used it for underneath the eyes. I would mix this too. It's absolutely fantastic. I know Too Faced made a new contour palette. I have not tried it, so I can't give you the comparison about if this is good, the other one's better. Don't know, I haven't tried it. That's an idea for me to try one day eventually. But no, like right now, my current obsession was one that I got in the boxycharm that's called Ace Beauty. I'm currently using that palette on my cheeks, and I absolutely love the colors on it. So right now, that's kind of my new obsession right now. Did me well. I love the colors, I love the pigmentation, and it was just what I needed, my dear. So this, I love the product. As you can tell, blendable, easy for beginners. I think that's the theme with all my palettes right now. And this was just, it did me well, my dears. It did me well. Last but not least, the last thing I actually hit pan on in their very big pans is from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in Gleam. Because she had a couple of different ones. This is in Gleam, and this is, as you can tell, it is gone. Because I believe, let me see, this was Hard Candy, Mimosa, Crushed Pearl, and Starburst. I absolutely love this. Something else, when I went to try to declutter, I noticed like these two were gone, these two, not so much, I still had some. So I was still going through these palettes. So I have posted quite a bit of these in my past couple of videos for the past couple of months. So if you look in the description, you'll see, oh, she was using those. Now these are very old, obviously, and actually I do have another Anastasia Glow Kit as well. I have the other version currently right now, and I have those on my face right now as well, because even though they're older products, we both know makeup's is expensive, and I don't know about you, we're not rich. So I would like to actually use my products. Like, I do want to mix around with my newer products, my old products, because it's going to take a while. So I'm hoping in the future I have a lot more like pans and palettes I went through. Now this I absolutely love. I love it like better when I add Max Fix Plus to it. Oh, love. So this, I was so happy to get it. Just, I don't think they sell this one anymore. I don't think they sell any of these anymore, to be honest with you. But I absolutely loved. And like I said, I'm trying to hit pan on another one. So when I move to the new house, I'll show you that one as well. Now that one, like I said, I try to wait until I have like 5. That way the video's not too long. And I think that's a good amount for you to be like, yeah, I think 5 is pretty good. Just to see, oh, that was good, that was not. And it shows you how far the brands have actually gone. Because I've had Anastasia Beverly Hills, which I still have quite a bit of her palettes. Too Faced, I have a lot of Too Faced. Lorac, I don't have a lot of their products, so I may have to explore about that. BECCA, I don't have a lot, but I love this eyeshadow palette and Jaclyn Hill. And I do have Jaclyn Hill products. As I mentioned, I have done videos about her products before. And that, my dears, is basically all the products I went through that hit pan. And they're all pretty big pans, so thank you. Thank you very much. Now, my loves, if you made it to the end of my video, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed these type of videos, especially even though I've done separate type of empty videos like bronzers, powders, whatsoever. I feel like eyeshadows is one of the most harder ones to hit, in my opinion, because they're eyeshadows. We have a lot of them, and unless you just have a very, very small collection, you're not into makeup, and you're, no judging by the way, because I used to be like that too, then I got to be a makeup addict. Or you just have that one shadow. All you need is that one eyeshadow palette. You just need it for work. That's it. You don't need to be glam. You don't need like 10 different palettes or like 5 palettes with the same purple. So you don't need that. That's not your journey. I understand. Believe me, I understand. And actually, you're saving a lot more money than the rest of us. But I feel like these are important, especially if you're looking for like a palette, even if it's a neutral palette, that lets you know like, okay, where can I put my money? Where is it worth it? Where's, oh, that's junk? Don't waste your money, my dears, because like I said, makeup is expensive. And you'd be able to have a better idea of like, oh, okay, that would be good. Oh yeah, I remember that video. And then you can look at the application and see if it's colors that you actually will like. So this is how I try to think ways that can be helpful, how I can serve you, especially with your purchases, money, and what you can do with those purchases. At least those are my thoughts anyway. If you like these type of videos, especially palettes, which I think palette empties are going to be rare because they're a lot harder to hit. You enjoy these kind of empties? Please let me know, comment below, give me a like. I really appreciate it. Share my video, because that's how YouTube knows like, oh, we can share this with more videos, with more people, and just grow and help me grow. I really appreciate it. Now, if you're wondering about my music, I am working on some things around my music, but due to the move, even more things will be delayed, and then, we have COVID, because, that's a big secret. So, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Also, let me know what kind of other videos you like to see. And like I said, since I'm moving and I won't have to depend so much about weather and rain and everything else, I can pay attention to decor, because I will have my own room to go ahead and do my videos and do my music and do everything else that I would like to do. Add some candles, have some flowers. I have ideas, my dears. Maybe a Hollywood vanity. I know, I'll hush. Thank you so much for pushing the little play button and spending your valuable time with me. It really means a lot. Now, one last thing right before you leave. Be safe, be kind, be careful. I love you, I miss you, and I'll see you on my next video. See you soon.